Hello, Instagram. How are you doing? I'm just here to encourage many of you. Let me check because I have to see that, I'm coming out okay. Yeah, I'm coming out okay. So I'm just here to encourage many of you, okay? And I don't know where to start. It's Saturday. I'm sort of like away from where many of you lot are, and encouragement comes from what I did today on Facebook. On Facebook, I did a live, and what I said on the live struck me, because sometimes you see when the Holy Spirit, because I have God inside of me, the Holy Spirit pushes me to do something. At times I don't plan what I'm gonna say. It just sort of like flows out of me like a river, and then when I listen back and I'm like, oh my God, did I say that? That was a revelation moment. And this is where I'm coming here today to encourage many of us, mainly women, okay? I am so passionate about women. Reason why I done Voices of Women, reason why I do anything women, I'm so passionate. Now, a lot of people, when I used to say that, they thought that, oh, maybe she's gay, maybe she's this. Far from that. I'm just very passionate about women. And I'll tell you why I'm very passionate about women, okay? Because we, women, are the only people that can make ourselves happy. And guess what? We're also the only people that can make ourselves unhappy. And here's why. Growing up, I have never been a person that moved with cliques. No. I've always used to be a person that knew everyone, and everyone knew who she was. But I very much just walked alone. I used to be the person that just loved my own company. Maybe it was to do with my dyslexia or whatever it is, but I just loved my own company so much when I was a little girl. So as I grew up, it's one of the things which is, yes, I've twisted it a bit, but I still sort of like love my own company because I liked how I think. Okay, I like listening to myself. I know that I'm not a jealousy type, and I love how I look at other women's progress, how I look at other women. But then as I got older, I came to realize that not everybody thought like me. Not everybody were not the jealousy type like me. Most of the people that I used to thought were my friends actually were not my friends. They were my enemies. And no, actually I wouldn't say enemies too much. They were not even my enemies. I think they were just people who were so afraid of the free spirit nature that I have. And they couldn't do it, so they would be walking around people and just speaking, things that they should not be saying about me, But I never used to do that. So growing up has taught me that, okay? I personally don't believe that women have issue with other women. But how it becomes us having issue of women is because we give ears to men who criticizes women. Alright, this is how it goes. You may have a male friend, and they will say, no, that friend of yours here, who does she think she is? Your friend is this, and your friend is that. And here is what I want to tell you. Whenever you see a man start to put down another woman in front of you, just know what I'm saying today. The man likes that woman. I know we've heard this before. It's like a cliche, and most of our grandparents used to tell us, that person is fighting you. He's talking evil about you because he likes you. It's the truth, okay? Because they like you and they want you to pay attention to them. But because you're there with them and they're going to start talking negative about that person to make you hate the person. So that if tomorrow you ever see the person approaching to the guy or anything like that, you automatically just have this hate towards the person. So they're making you to hate that lady, so that when they go to that lady, you will never know, because you hate that lady. You're going to think it's that lady that came on to them, but when really and truly it's them that went on to the lady. So a lot of men like to put confusion between women, especially when they see that these groups of women together is powerful. They will start to sow seed in women's mind. Remember in the Garden of Eden, what did the serpent does? The serpent came to a woman, not a man. So when they tell women, be careful who you give your ears to, there's a reason. I have a lot of male friends in my circle, and I know part of me having issues with a lot of other female friends that used to be in my circle is because of those men. I knew it already, so that's why I don't bother chasing with it, because my stance was when that particular man would come to me, or men would come to me and talk to me about those particular ladies, I wouldn't pay attention. I'll be just like, oh well, it's just how they are, and they will literally criticize. But I'm not the kind of person that's gonna go to the lady and say, you know what, this guy came in here, criticized you. I looked at that and I already told myself, okay, if he can say this about them to me, what is he saying about me to them? And then you watch them there all over social media, following them, applauding them, but then they're criticizing them in the closed doors. So people like that, I watch from afar now. I look at them from afar and I just pray for them. I love praying for people because I feel as though some people just do things out of ignorance, just like a sentimental thing. Oh, I have nothing better to do, let me just create some sort of hate shade thing. And there are people like that, and we need those people still in our lives. What we do is that we pray for them. What we do not do is be the one to start by going to those people, say, oh, XYZ said this about you. I don't do those things. The only thing I do is, if we all be together, I speak it in front of the person that told me, and then you're there listening. So that way I've cut the she said, he said part. Okay, that's just me mumbling. But yeah, so the encouragement really is for us women. We need to learn to love ourselves first, okay? And yes, having a guy next to you is not actually what can I say, a favor for us. It's a favor for the guy. It's just little mindsets like that I feel when we know it, we walk okay. We don't stay in places where we're not loved, we're not liked. We just walk different. Yeah, it's like me, I've always had that mindset. I am a favor to any man that would marry me. They're not doing me no favor, I'm doing them the favor. And what the favor is, I'm prayerful. I'm Jesus' little sister. So whatever I say, God will give to them. When they treat me bad, God will treat them bad. When they treat me good, God will treat them good. So me being in their life, it's a good thing. Them being in my life, it's for them, basically. So I'm the favor. I am the good thing for them. And unfortunately, a lot of men don't always go for the good thing. They go for the trash. And these type of men are usually men who are struggling with some trauma or some acceptance issue. So they want to get a woman who is so low and start to recreating her. What did they say? They said that they try to make the woman be how they want her to be. That's not really God's plan in the Garden of Eden. God did not make Adam did not make Eve how he wanted Eve to be. Adam gave Eve the name. So when we get married, they give us their name. What we do with the name, we add value, because we're already standing with God. So we are already completed. There's nothing a man can do in my life anymore to make me how he wants. If you want a skinny woman, there are plenty others on Instagram, everywhere. Go and get yourself a skinny woman. Do not come to me as a chummy, mommy person and then tell me, I think you are a little bit too much. get down. No, unless you found me in a stage of my life where myself I'm trying to get fit, that's a different thing now. Then you become like my encourager. You are encouraging me to get what I'm getting. That's perfect. But don't make the mistake. You go and get a woman who is so confident. Let me tell you, there's this song by what's it called, TLC, Unpretty. You need to listen to the words, okay? A lot of people become insecure after they've got a man, because the man has gone into their head. They were fine the way they were, they loved who they were, everything, and then the man will come and say, no, you shouldn't be talking like that, you shouldn't be walking like that, the way you are, the way you do your hair, the do your makeup, and then all of that creates insecurity in the person, because now the woman is thinking, I might as well do it. If I don't do it, he's gonna leave me there. Who told you? Who told you? That's the question God asked Adam. Who told you that you were naked? So who told you that the way you do your thing is wrong? See, and this is why I'm a very unpopular person, okay? Because I think like this, and I like the way I think. It was such a challenging for my husband, okay, to get me to be where I am today, his wife. Oh, that man climbed the mountain and held dog some peanut stuff. I gave him too much wahala. I was just strengthening his, mindset. Are you sure you want to be with this me? XYZ. Are you coming in to tell me stop talking the way you talk? Because some things I'll be talking sometime, it could trigger him. And then I've already told him, when it triggers you, don't think in your head I'm talking about you, because I don't know. Just know God has allowed it to come out so that you know there's something in you that needs to be fixed. Nobody is perfect. Marriage is supposed to be a safe haven for people to manifest whatever they want safely, without being judged, without being questioned, and without being neglected, or without being left alone. So me manifesting who I am, him manifesting who he is, it's good. That's how you grow. That's how you know this thing is in me, needs to stop. Because if it does not manifest, how do you know it's there, and how can you stop it? It may manifest in the wrong place. In the wrong place, people will look at you and judge you. In marriage, nobody judges anybody, because we complement one another. We were completing a stage where we were, and now we are into a new beautiful journey of complementing one another, which means there are things that needs to go from me, there are things that needs to go from him, until we're complementing each other. And it doesn't happen overnight, but what does happen is a lot of challenging communication, especially if you both come from a different background. And this is what it is. My husband knows he can never talk down another woman in my presence, because I'll say no. I will just say no. I'll tell him straight up. He already knows how I reason. He knows how I think. He knows my perspective about life. So some things he just knows and know. And that actually does help him, because now he's also altering how he sees, or how he used to see the world, and he's now seeing it how God literally sees the world. And he's also helped me on to altering certain things that I probably didn't know it was there. But with him highlighting it to me, I'm like, I didn't know, but thank you. Yeah, I'm gonna work on it. I'm gonna do something about it, and I have done something about it. And it's a beautiful way of doing things, Marriage is supposed to just be filled with love and God. And that's what it is. So if the man has not married you, you're just like fiance, whatever you people call these days, which is a waste of time of fiance. Let me tell you, you can never know a person until you know a person. I don't even know if that makes sense. You can never know a person until you know a person, which means until you live in the same house with them, until you smell the fart, until you smell the number 2, until you see all the madness, toilet down, toilet up, and some things, until you get triggered in some things. You're never gonna know a person, because most people in a fiancé stage or dating stage put up a front. We all put up a front. We all create this person. And this is what I tell people, say, I love my single life, because in my single life I walked as if I was married. And this was the reason why a lot of people did not approach me, because a lot of people just thought that I was a married woman, until I started speaking about my story, having kids from different men. They were like, oh, but I've always thought you were married. And I said, how? Because of how I carried myself. So I've always known, and I've always knew that I'm gonna get married one day, but I just didn't know who, what type. And I told God that I did not want to describe the genre, I keep saying genre, the type of a man that I wanted, but I just wanted a man that understands God's heart. Because if we face God and understand God's heart, no matter what challenging moment we have, we're still gonna love each other. His love will never depart. He will never go and hurt me deliberately. And that's just how I saw it. Hi, Anthony Williams. So yeah, so just an encouragement, really. Woman to woman, sorry, AW, I'm talking about encouraging women. Is there anything you want me to say about women? Or is that a wrong question to ask? But yeah, so just encouraging us women, we need to really help one another. We need to really see the goodness of what a person is doing and see the addition they're adding into your life. Let me tell you, when there's so much authenticity, love amongst us women, we are like mothers to each other. You have no idea. It's like you look at one another with so much love, mother's love. There's like that sisterly bond, which is far above blood, because you genuinely want to see one another succeed. And it's like, it's something we saw maybe when there was all this segregation of the black stuff and things. You know, in America there's a lot of racial stuff, and you saw black people, black women together. But I'm talking about now the togetherness of womanhood. When women are like this, we can change the world in a way that you guys have no idea. All it takes is just to stop envying one another. When one of our sisters is being successful, celebrate them genuinely. Celebrate, participate, spread the word, magnify them. They may not be paying you, but you know what? You should be content and happy. Another like me, woman, is being successful. Because if I was to tell you the honest truth is, the real war is between male and female. It's not black and white and all this jagadagada that you give. It's male and female. Because whether you go on the black side, too many males taking off. Whether you go on the white side, too many males taking off. Women have been put right at the back. And I always tell this male, you people forgot who brought you people into this world. Was it not a woman? So how can you respect your mother and not respect another who looks exactly like her, who can do exactly the same thing that she did? Controversial stuff. So this is just what it is. Your mother was strong. When you see a strong woman, you want to bash her down. Does that even make sense? Think about it. No, it doesn't. So these are the things. So congratulations to all the men that respect strong women. Unfortunately, not all do. And congratulations to us women who also support other women, because we don't have many. Support is not always money, my friends. Let me tell you. You see that you don't want to spread in your world the social media world. Let me just say social media. You don't want to spread your friends' work to the social media world because you are afraid that the people you have will start to follow them. You are stupid. I don't know which kind of world you are trying to create. You are stupid. People still don't understand me. They don't know why. I'm very selective on my Facebook, on my social media. I've even put star to the people that God laid in my heart, that I need to push them forward in my world. Let me tell you something. You have somebody that you see the work they are doing is good. Posting the work at your platform helps you. How? You can get somebody who's in that platform with that need, and it goes to them. If your people in your platform trust you, they will also trust any contents that you give. Reason why I don't post just anyhow. I'm very selective and intentional of the people that I post and the message that I post, because I know my circle. I know the kind of thing that they want to hear. It's not favorism, no. It's just that these people, individual, put the energy, the everything on it. And in my world, I need people to get this. It's not enough for people in my world to just listen to what I have to say, because what I have to say is limited to what I know. It's limited to my knowledge. So my knowledge is there. But then, example, you get somebody who does visibility coach. You push it, because I'm not a visibility coach, I'm a life coach. Two different careers. But there are people that will probably come to me and say, I don't know how you do it, but I really want to push myself into social media. Don't come to me. There's a lady who does it. Signpost them straight. Stop being so greedy in wanting to collect money everywhere. No, it doesn't work like that. If you're sincere about creating this amazing, positive world, what you do is you need to learn how to signpost. Signposting is another way of showing your leadership. Because for you to signpost somebody somewhere, you also took the time to participate in that something that you are signposting. You cannot just signpost blindly. That's wrong. You cannot just see somebody from afar blindly. You don't click like, you don't enter the world to see if what they are really doing is genuine. Sometimes you have to enter the world yourself. You learn of it, you see like, okay, I like, oh yes, this person is needed in my world. Because you've been there, you've done it, and you've put the work in it, you've shown it. Listen, I always tell people, when somebody shares the information, the knowledge, and you just take it and you don't apply it, as an insult. You must apply it, because those people took the time. Sometimes they don't sleep to get all these things for you people, and you don't apply it, it's an insult. And that's something actually my maternal grandmother told me when I was a very young girl, 5, very young. It's an insult. This is why probably many people think that, oh, you're so smart. No, I'm not smart. It's just that when I was in school, even when I was in school, irrespective of my dyslexia, even when I was in school, when the teacher really teaches, I pay attention. And sometimes I have to go back, and I used to have this audio to record it, so that I go back home and listen to it, because my dyslexia was really bad, especially in the school setting when you sit in the classroom, because any distraction from other pupils, kind of like my brain just goes or stands still, and this is what I do. So I realize that I am more of a lone learner. I like learning by myself, reading and things like that, because then I'm focused, and when I'm with a lot of people, because when people make distraction, I get distracted very easily. That's the highlight of my dyslexia there. And once I get distracted, it can take me even to a week or 2 or a month to get back. You see, and this is why it frustrates me, and I get angry, and I just don't like people. When I tell people I am now working, leave me alone. I'm working, because I'm in that zone. Don't come and talk to me. Don't tell me anything. Wait until I break. Then you can come and talk to me. But when I'm in the zone, don't talk to me, because I will blank you. I will not respond to you. You will find I'm rude, because I'm focused. Once that focus is cut by something else and not myself, I can be off it for a week, month. It's just how it is with me. So yeah, so that's one of the things and how things are. So let's support each other. You are better at what you do. You don't have competition because you are unique in your field. That which you do is for you. Master it and do it. Do not go out there looking for competition. This is mostly the mistake that a lot of people do. The things I want to do, who else out there is doing it? And then you go and engage yourself and throw yourself in projects and things which is not really for you. And that's something I'm talking about this month. I think in next week on my platform on Facebook, life coaching, is I'm gonna throw some question at you which will make you to make a decision, because it's the month of decision. So you need to decide of the dreams. And one of the questions I posed in there was, is the dream that you're living your dream? Is it yours? Or is it that somebody projected it to you? Because we sometimes don't know this, consciously or not consciously. We follow what others have said we should do. There's so many things that the members of my family wanted me to do. May his soul rest in peace, my father. He was an amazing guy. My daddy wanted me to be a doctor, and I was telling him, Dad, I don't like blood. How can I be a doctor? And he was like, oh no, you have to be a doctor. And I'm like, I don't like. So the pushing, I did whatever I needed to do. And for science, GCSE, I'm qualified because I hated the subject. It was not me. And he asked me, what did you want to do? I said, I wanted to sing, act, write books and things. And it was like, no, you can't make a living out of that. And I'm like, I don't want to make a living. I just want to live life. This is the problem. We focus so much on making a living instead of living the life. So when will you live life when you're too busy making a living? Do you see what I'm trying to say? So I just wanted to do everything that I'm doing now. I just want to live my life. I don't want to make a living. It's not my responsibility to make a living. God has already given me a life, and I'm just living it. I don't need to make anything. He knows the needs that I need. He knows the needs that my kids need. He knows that tomorrow he can raise somebody to come and say, you know what, I'll raise this amount of money I'm going to give you. He knows tomorrow people will come and say, I have these clothes that I want to give you. He knows. People can call you and say, oh my God, the Lord laid it in my heart that I need to bring food to your house. He knows. So I don't need to worry about making a living. What I need to do is find my purpose and live it. Find your purpose and live it. Quit trying to make a living. Because those who do trying to make a living, from what I know, they're not happy. They're not happy. If the things you do doesn't bring you happiness, why do them? You deserve happiness. It's one of the affirmation that I've always said every day. You deserve happiness. Do you believe you deserve happiness? Or you think no? There's also that question. Because you can utter that affirmation every day. I deserve happiness. But the question is, do you believe that you deserve happiness? Because all that matters is what you think about you. It's not what other people think of you. Are you doing what you're doing because people are watching, or are you doing it because you're just so happy doing it? I am happy doing the things that I do. If I want to release an album and not release it again in the next 5 years, I can do that because I'm happy when I do it. But I know that if in the next 5 years I don't release an album, guarantee I'll probably bring out a book, or guarantee I'm probably going to enter into a series of a movie or somewhere. I'm just happy living life. And that's how it should be. And when you're like this, then you'll be the kind of people just bringing people into your world. You see this person do something good, you throw them into your world. When you bring a post on social media of somebody and you bring them into your world, one thing you'll have failed to understand is you are also exposed to that person's world. People link, and then people then start to think, oh, they know each other. They may not know each other, but the fact that you just posted it, it gives that accreditation. Oh, and people who follow them may start following you. Likewise, people that follow you will start following them, and then your network is what? Growing. So it's very important to collaborate. I love collaboration. It's very important to collaborate, and it's very, very important to know who you are. That one. It's very important for you to love yourself. A lot of things do happen in life that can make you doubt yourself. You may lose lovers, you may lose friends, family members. It's life. But in the process of it all, do yourself a favor. Do not lose yourself, please. Because that one is the biggest loss of all. Losing anyone that's outside of you, it's okay because you can replace them. They're replaceable. But losing you, we can never replace you because you are you. You're unique. It's just the things that you do is just for you. You have different ways of doing things. Nobody else can do the things quite like the way you do it. So why do you want to change and be a photocopy of an original someone? Just be the original you, and be sure that the original you're choosing to be is not a reflection, an idea of another person who probably missed out on life somewhere along the way and came into you, and now they're trying to make you relive their dreams. Be careful. These people exist. So if you were somebody you already loved yourself with, you did not have the insecurity, then yeah, I think when these people approach you, they're gonna hate you and move on because they know that they cannot manipulate you. Do not be manipulated. Like I said, don't lose yourself. You're unique. You are not created like everybody else. Do the things that God has called you to do. Do not do the things that will make you money or will give you make a living. No. Do the things that makes you happy. And whoever told people that doing the things that makes you happy will never pay the bills, you're a lie. You're a lie. Doing the things that makes you happy may not only help you pay the bills, but it will actually make you also to not walk into all this depression stuff. You will see clearly in your mind, and your health will be so beautiful. Wealth is, hold on a second, I'm hearing people. Wait, interesting. Instable is a very interesting place. So yeah, so just love yourself. Do the best that you can to remove any negativity in your life, because some of the things that we go through is very personal to ourselves. What do you say, Mama? Yeah. So we go through this personal to ourselves. So my advice is always to people, if something that somebody has said or done triggered you, take about 7 days before you can go back to the person. Take the time and ask yourself, why did it trigger you? Why did you feel the way you felt? But what you don't do is go on and attack the person because you feel like they've attacked you. And most of the time, people don't even attack people. People just write what their mind has told them to write. And it just so happened that it touched you. Maybe God needed you to know that there's something in there. Because a lot of people walk with a jealous spirit and they don't even know that they're very jealous and they're very competitive with the female people that surround them, as opposed to complimenting. and it's things like that. But because I am a very good life coach, I'm dare to say, and I say that because I'm very good in people's management, I've taken my time to really study people, and I know the kind of people they are. And yeah, textbooks are good to read about psychology and things, but I've read quite a lot of articles and a lot of things. But with that being said, experience of being around people, different, I wanted to say genre again, different genre of people. So yeah, different type of people has got me to know I love people. I just love people. I love how people do things. And I think the fascination thing for me was I used to ask myself, how can a person think like that when I wasn't even there? And it's so sad because you can do something and say something and your mind was elsewhere, and somebody say, oh, you're saying that, I'm not thinking this, and I'm like, oh really? But if you don't tell them straight away what you were thinking, they will not be able to see it. Because remember, our brain doesn't doesn't really listen to words. It sort of like creates imagery, and when people talking, they are painting image, so your brain is capturing it by image. That's why you have to watch the movies that you watch. Be careful, because that's also another way of them getting things into your mind. Because a lot of things that people say, especially the Africans, if I ask them, who told you that? The first thing is always like, oh, but it's always been a tradition. Oh, really? It has always been a tradition, so nobody stood to question the tradition? Who started it? Why was it started? Back then, how was life? So you find that we carry on traditions that are no longer good for this moment because of the sake of tradition. So there you go. But for me, you know me, I've always said everything is spiritual. You can dress your outside to look like some sort of goddesses or whatever, God knows what. Egyptians, Kemet, Kiss Kras, Rora, Bras, I don't know, this extra, what do they call them? Conscious blackness and thing. You can do all of that. And I always tell people this one thing: you are still living in the past. What can't you learn and then bring it here and do something different? Because all those Kemet things, black then, conscious things and stuff, they were all spiritual things. And spiritual things you cannot, and I always tell you cannot handle spiritual thing on a physical. You cannot even have the understanding of it until you decide to take the fuller journey of going back, learning the whole law, getting the whole spiritual things in line so that they can start manifesting in you. And some of you will say things like, I'm a witch, I'm a good witch, I'm a this. It's just pathetic. We're spiritual being. You're either manifesting God, the creator, or you're manifesting the other side, the dark side. And you will know them and you will see them because they're very negative. They're very judgmental. They're always pointing fingers. Let me tell you. Did God point the finger at Satan? Okay. You say, oh, okay. Did God point the finger at you when you are doing evil? When you are hurting innocent soul? Did God point the finger at you? What does God do? Still loves you. Just the way you are. So sometimes when you want to know about all those past spiritual, religions, cultural, whatever it is, you first need to go through the fire and totally let God sit in you and then journey with God back there. Because then you will be seeing it and trying to now understand how they operated. The good and the bad. You throw away the bad, you pick the good, you bring it to God and let God tell you how to move with it. But the mistake that many people do is they go there, they read it, they say this, and they come back with, they take the bad first, and they start to say, oh, white people, oh, white people stole this, and white people brought this, and white people done this. Me, I don't like those conversations. I find them the most laziest conversation. I find that people just want to hide behind white people done this, or the Bible is white people this, that, blah, 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 blah. I find this so stupid conversation to even carry with. White people, brown people, any people have no power to tell you anything. It's simple. If you do not respect God with all his sovereignty, with all his laws, you will not respect any man's law. It's that simple. If you have issue with white people, don't live in the country. Go and live in a country where there's no white people. And when you go to the country where there's no white people, you start to complain. Your own brothers and sisters are worse. So there's some time you have to reach a stage where you have to look at the whole history. Who wrote the history? The same white people that you people don't like. Oh God. So automatically you should know the history and everything in it. Don't believe it, because it's in their voices. You just look at the family where you are coming from. Start studying your own family. Find out the lineage of your family. That's where you can start to give your children a future that is authentic. Me, when people talk about all this slavery, this, then they put it on TV, Black History Month thing, I don't bother with that. Because in my head, I'm like, I have a history of my family, the Kabesa family, Kabesa Empire. Because my great grandpa was a king. I have that. We have images. So when I look on the Kalunguishi side, which is my dad's side, again, we had emperors. For me, that's legit. That's my history. All the other ones that you people are bringing me, it means nothing to me. And I told that to my kids. All those are just information they want to put in people's mind. Don't put it in your mind. Be polite, sit in the thingy, the courses, and just stay silent. Do what you have to do. Pass the exam. When you finish, it's finished. That's the system, but it's not the truth. It's just a system created to remove and embedded some stuff, thoughts and things, beliefs in you. But here is my history, your mother. I am telling you where I'm coming from. I spent time with my great grandma, who was, a princess. She taught me this and she taught me that. It's fascinating. So that's why my children are the way they are. It's not confident, but it's knowledge. Does that to a person. When you have the accurate knowledge, you walk above anything. And people think that it's stuck up. No, it's not stuck up. It's not stuck up. I come from an amazing family, lineage. And I'm happy. It's so beautiful and happy that we still have some of the older members of the family here. And we're still able to tell them, I love you. We can send them messages. It's beautiful. It is such a blessing. Honestly. And that is the authenticity for my kids. And that's how it is. So be encouraged, okay? And know yourself. And understand that you are uniquely made and created. Please don't try to be like anybody else. I beg you in the love of Christ, don't be like anybody else, okay? Signing out, Niina Kabesa. Until we speak again. Bye-bye for now.